off to a great start. My dad just tried to rob Food City. He wanted to get one of the reward cards because, you know, it's like, oh, if ever we're up this way and we need to shop, we'll just go to Food City. Well, he does the whole sign-up thing. They make you fill out your address and all this information and everything. And he's like, okay, thanks. And she was ringing up the groceries and bagging them. So by the time he's done filling it out, me and my mom have already picked up all the groceries. And he turns around to walk out. And she's like, that'll be $35, whatever. It's like, Dad, you still need to pay. Rewards card does not mean free groceries. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the campsite now, which is a cabin, not a campsite. Gloves off, that would help.
Yeah.
He's already tried to put this pile of these back in here like 3 times, and they do that. Okay, yeah, they do fall out. I got one. We're good now.
Okay.
Even had to take the gloves off to do it.
But I'm looking at an owl, honey. That's more important. Look at one. He not looking at me, he be sleeping. He'd be sleeping. I'm guessing that's his face.
Yeah.
His face.
That's his face.
It's like, where's his nose? It's hidden.
It's tucked in the feathers. You know, some of this is stuff we've already done. It's a little different. Actually.
No tripping allowed.
So,
no falling, no slipping.
You're here. We're going to go here to, oh, there's an overlook. All the way down to the bridge, the suspension bridge, and then come back. And loop back up. And go back to the cabin, which is like right there. And then I want to do this back half. Maybe we can do that this afternoon. Since it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll look at the weather and see. How convenient. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is more of a drainage ditch. So there's a cabin. Use that. Don't go that way. As my mom just did. Well, I don't like rocks, so that's part of it too. Those were not bad. They didn't move. I give that creek crossing a 10 out of 10. I should start rating my creek crossings. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, and the thought just now occurred to me, I should rate my creek crossings. Wonder if I should go back into old videos and rate those too. So this is nice. They have these all the way throughout, so you've got your marker number. So if you do have an emergency, you can tell them where you are. But then you have to go find the mile marker. But they're pretty well spread throughout here, so it works out pretty well. This trail is very rooty, as my mom pointed out. But for the most part, it's easy. It's fairly flat, like not a ton of incline. It's pretty minimal on the incline, so it's not bad at all. She's not struggling, and she doesn't like inclines. So that should tell you something. It's a beautiful day, and I wanted to hike this full loop because we're doing the short where it cuts across at the suspension bridge. But in order to do the full loop, it's much longer. I don't think my mom would want to hike that far. So me and my dad might do it later. But if we do, we'll have to do it today because I'm only here for a couple days and it's supposed to be raining the other days. So At least last time I checked the weather. I haven't checked the weather recently, so I should look and see. Because you know what they say about Tennessee weather. If you don't like it, wait 2 minutes. Because it changes, like, all the time. And half the time, the predictions are inaccurate. Like, very inaccurate. It was cloudy, but now it's pretty clear. And this hike is pretty well shaded. And where are we going? Apparently there's another scenic overlook. Yeah, we are up higher from the water than we were before. Didn't feel like we went that high up though. Like I said, it's very gradual incline. The water's really pretty. And we're coming up on the suspension bridge because my parents are ahead of me because I stopped to take a photo and I already heard them go, oh, we're here. Definitely some fallen trees, but it seems very well maintained. Anything I've seen fallen, it's been something you can walk under or they've cut it. So very nice, well maintained trail. Yeah, so here we are at the split. If we turn here, we get to cut the loop basically in half, sort of. Or we can keep going and it'll be the longer loop trail. But then you don't go across the bridge. So where's the fun in that? It's a little creaky. So, one thing to point out, there were definitely stairs on the other side of the bridge, and there's stairs back down. So, that changes things a little bit. They're not too bad, though. See how pretty this is? It's another creek crossing. So it's time for a creek rating. Let's see. Does it count if it's dry? There's a lot of rocks though. I do hear water. That aside, I don't know. If the water was running more and it was up higher, it would be a different story. But with no water in it, it's a 10 out of 10. Is it fair to rate them when there's no water in them? That's the next question. Maybe I should do the rating system only when there's an actual creek to cross and it's not a dry creek, right? We'll go with that. So I forgot to mention the other bummer about this trip is that once again I'm visiting the state park on a holiday. Well, technically it's not a holiday, but it's a major holiday season, so stuff is closed. So the gift shop was open, as you saw, but the restaurant is not open, which is a disappointment because we were all looking forward to trying it. But restaurant is closed until January 3rd. Today is December 26th, which is good for everybody that works there, I guess, to have some time off, but makes it another time that you might not want to actually stay here. Might be the time of year not to stay here. I don't know. Yeah, it is a nice quiet park, especially this time of the year because not much going on. It's definitely more of a summer park. I have noticed that. Just from like the last time I was here, more like summer seasonal stuff to do. It's open year round. You can come year round. You can camp year round too, which is nice. I know a lot of campgrounds close for winter, but they don't up here. So you can tent camp. I wanted to tent camp, honestly, while my parents were staying in the cabin, but I couldn't get a site. It said they were all booked. Although, when I pulled in, I picked a different day. I'm here a day earlier than I initially intended to be. So, yeah, I think they're all booked for the weekend, unfortunately, which makes sense because it's the weekend between the holidays, between Christmas and New Year's, so it'd be nice to camp here, I think. The cabin's nice. I will show you the cabin later. I haven't had time to do a tour of that yet. We found a waterfall. We definitely need more rain. Then it'd be a real creek crossing. Right now it looks like a kind of creek crossing. I don't think this one counts. Here's our Rocky Creek crossing. Ooh, not the best laid out, but they don't move. So 10 out of 10 if we're counting that one. There's water on one side of it and water further down on the other. It's not really super flowing. Adam will be glad he's not here. He's terrified of these things. Although he saw them last time we were here. Alright, so we just came from that way. That way is the bird trail, which is what Adam and I did last time we were here. So you can connect it and make it a big loop if you want to, even bigger. But we're ready for lunch, so we're taking the bridge back and gonna go to lunch. So this is the cabin we're staying in, cabin number 9. And this is one of the CCC cabins, which I will share a little history on that if you're not familiar with it. But it is a non-smoking cabin. But it's got this nice screen-in porch, has like a bench and some rocking chairs out front, and there's a picnic table over there, and the creek's down there, and the trail that you saw earlier. So when you first walk into the cabin, you get this big room that has the master bed. It has a king-size bed. It's got this couch kind of situation here that's actually more comfortable than it looks. And 2 chairs, a fireplace, which my dad's going out to get wood for that right now. A TV that's also on a swivel so you can make it face the bed and the couch. Here's the bathroom. It's small. Nothing fancy. I don't know how the lights work. There we go. So, it's tiny. How small is this? This is like one of those super tiny showers. Oh goodness, it is. Yeah, it's very tiny. Also, it's dark. I guess you have to shower in the dark. That's fun. Anyways, there's a window. There's 2 windows, so you could let some natural light in if you want to. Anywho, there's old photos of the park throughout, which I think is fun. But then there's plenty of like closet spaces that are closed with curtains. And then in here, more closet spaces. But this is the bedroom. So this is the only other like separate room. This is where I'm staying. It's got a little chair, more, 2 more windows. And then this fun old picture. So from the front door, come around here, you've got the kitchen. And then of course that's the back of the fireplace. But it's got this old fridge, look at that. And then a little trash can. All your stuff. A little baby stove and oven. Is the casserole gonna fit in here? Oh, you already tested it?
New refrigerator, dishwasher.
Dang. That's fancy. That's pretty much it. And of course, it's got the little table and chairs. Everything in here is set up for like 3 people. So, works out perfectly. We've got these little spots set up throughout the cabin areas that are all the firewood stacked. So you just grab what you need. There are no fire pits on the outside of the cabins. There are grills though, but you've got the fireplaces inside the cabins. an overcast and rainy day today. So not doing a whole lot of hiking. I just came out to this overlook rock because it's actually not far from the cabin. So if you stay in cabin number 9 and you take that little shortcut, that's what we've been calling it, the little drainage trail thing down to the actual trail, then this is like not that far out. So it's pretty nice being close to that. I did notice that I didn't notice yesterday. So the trail, I'm on, this side of the creek. You got the creek there, and then the trail loops around and it comes out on that side of the creek. Up there is one of the golf course greenways. I just noticed that. I was like, oh, it's a really pretty green field up there. I wonder what that is. And I'm like, oh wait, that's from the golf course. Because there's a golf course also part of the park, but it's like technically before the park. But I think it's all kind of intermingled. It's on the same, property. So that's pretty funny. Like, I wonder what the danger of getting hit in the head with a golf ball while you're hiking is. Thoughts? So I figure now would be a good time to explain more about the CCC, as I said that I would. So CCC is the letters abbreviation for Civilian Conservation Corps. So what it was is back during the Great Depression, the president was like, how can we, help people, during this economic collapse? And one of the ways they're like, oh, how can we employ more people, and then also help the country as a whole? They came up with the Civilian Conservation Corps. And basically it was a group of civilians who are employed by the federal government to take care of conserving the land. So they built a lot of parks. A lot of the state parks have CCC cabins like the one we're staying in, or campgrounds and stuff that were built in the 30s as a way for them to help cultivate the land into keeping it, preserving it for future generations. So we can thank them for a lot of our state parks. Honestly, a lot of the stuff was built, including the big bridge that Cumberland Mountain State Park is known for, that's at the front there, with the arches and everything, and that dam and everything. And that is actually the largest masonry project that the Civilian Conservation Corps put together. So that was pretty neat. Little piece of history about this park. That's the gist of what the Corps is. And they were together. They employed 3 million people, and they, worked on building a lot of parks and stuff, and, land conservation, and that we still enjoy today. After they did their work here at Cumberland Mountain State Park, they moved on to Montgomery State Park, which I have not been to yet. I think I've been to part of it, but I haven't fully been there. They employed they employed 3 million people over the course of almost 10 years that they were all together. Basically through the Great Depression, just to help preserve the land and, make a better way for the American people. The conservation, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but from what I understand, all these conservation efforts come fresh out of the Industrial Revolution, because during the Industrial Revolution, which happened pre-Great Depression, everything was just destroyed. A lot of y'all have probably heard about the Ocoee area and all that. There was nothing. People who have been through there years and years ago could tell you it looked like Mars or something, because there was not a single tree around. They destroyed the land and all the mining that they did. So all the mining for coal destroys the land, all the mining, all the cutting down the trees to use as timber, and then they didn't have good conservation practices because they didn't think to replant trees. So they destroyed the land all over the country, just in the name of making steel, basically making all these different things and creating these great things that we did need. The Industrial Revolution was good, but it really hurt nature. So that's when people finally figured that out. They're like, we need to fix this. And the Civilian Conservation Corps is kind of part of that, kind of plays into the government's response to that and to fixing that problem. So now we have so much, and I mean, what Tennessee has, I don't remember how many state parks. We have a ton. And that's one thing I love about here is like there's so many places, like no matter where you turn, there's a park and a hiking trail and a way to get out in nature and know that like they're not going to tear it down and turn it into a neighborhood. Like there's so much protected land, and I think that's really key because people are still greedy and people will still destroy the land in the name of making money and like living the city life, you know? I think it's great that I think we need a balance. I believe that for everything in life, everything needs to be in balance. And I think you need a balance of, you know, technology and great things like that, but also you need nature and like get back down to the root of everything. I think you need both, but that's just my thoughts. It hasn't been too rainy. It's just like a few sprinkles here and there so far, but I think it's going to rain more this afternoon, and tomorrow's really supposed to rain, so we'll see how that looks like. I'm leaving tomorrow though. I'm not sure how long I'll stay. I might stay most of the day just to spend time with my parents, but for the most part, this is it. Today and tomorrow, and then I'm leaving. But it's been fun. I really do like this park. It doesn't have like a ton of wow factors like, you know, Fall Creek Falls. That's like everybody's favorite state park because it's got so many waterfalls, so much to do, so much to see, and it has wow factors like crazy. This park is more like a little oasis in the middle of like between some big cities because this is not too far from Nashville. So it's different. It's peaceful. And the summertime is better because you got like all the paddling and stuff that you can do. Of course, there's the golf course if you're into that. There's more hiking trails I would like to explore more. But if it's going to be raining, I don't want to today. But if it's like it is right now, I could totally hike in this because it's really not that rainy. But I also would hate to get out there and then it start downpouring because I forgot to bring my rain jacket. So that would not be good. Anyways, I'm back at the split where we go up to the cabin. The cabin's right there.
Alright. Well, go up there.
No, what's weird is that we've been sitting in the car for almost 10 minutes contemplating if this place is open or not instead of just walking up and seeing.
Okay.
Or calling.
But we're not getting those. We're just getting the plain one. Crazy. Hey, look, the actual water tower. They're closed. Well, as we can see the outside of it. I found a cat. Bye, kitty. He matches the house, too. I got him. Right there. Smells like Brussels sprouts.
It does.
Nice steak.
Yes.
I almost ordered salmon because I was like, I saw a picture of it online. I was like, that looks good. And get videos of stuff that's not going to exist when this video goes up. I went to Bloom last time I came up here in Crossville. They've got a few different shops around town, and they're all like these little trailers. They're cute, and I didn't know what to get, so I asked the girls. There was two girls working there, and I was like, "What's your favorite coffee drink?" And they both said the same thing, which is the brown sugar macchiato. So I was like, I guess that's what I'm getting then. If you both say that's like your favorite, then that's got to be the best thing here, right? There's like cinnamon in it too. Oh, that's really good. I see why that's a favorite. I am currently on my way home. I meant to close out this video earlier, but I forgot. So here we are. Hopefully covered everything and you get a good understanding of what to expect if you do end up staying at the Cumberland Mountain State Park or if you're visiting the area. If you missed my last video on Cumberland Mountain State Park, it will be linked at the end of this video so you can reference it because we did some different things. Me and Adam went one just for the day, and we did some different things. We went and saw a really cool waterfall I recommend going to see. Saw some other parts of the park that we did not go to on this trip. So definitely check that out if you haven't already, just to give you some more ideas of what to do in the park and the area. And then my next video will be another thing to do. It would be too long, so I didn't include it in this video. It's going to be its own video, but it's another nearby park to visit if you're going to go ahead and camp at the Cumberland Mountain State Park. So that is pretty much it for this video. All the information and like all the history and just all the details for everything will be in my blog post, which is linked below as always. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and